people from other institutions and SunGuard, by its new name, have come to us because they see us as having a level of expertise to be able to cope with flexibility, or to at least understand how you might go about coping with flexibility if you are running a system that requires an annual cycle, but you want to do something below that, which of course is not what our computer system was designed for. It was designed for American pick and mix type system. We've put the top layer on, and we now understand how you can put both together probably better than very many institutions in the UK. So that's a benefit that we can share, and I guess from Paul having talked about it, you'd be willing to share.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ellucian, SunGuard, if you don't like that name, are very interested, and they have an international strategy which recognises that North America is saturated, and they want to get out into the rest of the world in a much stronger way. And the only way they can effectively do that is to understand the curriculum models and the different ways students are administered. And I think what they want to understand is, learning from the lessons of the likes of us, is to make sure they're able to advise new universities that are signing up with them in the best way to actually ensure they can manage their own variable curriculum models. Because you look at the Middle East, you look at all across Europe, they all have starts which are not X to Y consistently. You know, and the lady I was speaking to in France, you know, she said, "Oh no, we have a pretty much the same normal calendar as us." And I said, "Well, you know, do you have short courses? Do you have any CPD? Do you?" And it started her thinking. And naturally, yes, they do have atypical starts. And she was busy writing away, and you know, we started to talk to Ellucian about it. So I think there's an awful lot of learning that will come out of here that maybe we don't do in terms of dissemination, but if we talk to some of our peers, they'll help spread the word, and that includes Ellucian.
I mean, I'm in and I'm hoping that they take our thinking, our analysis, and ultimately start building a product in that way, because then we ditch what we've built, jump on to what they're doing. That's all we want, really. We want it in the baseline product, a way of dealing with what we're doing.
And we're seen as a point of authority on behalf of the European sector. So, for instance, they are busy completely redesigning the student registration and general student system within Banner. There's a new version coming out within the next year. So this sort of modelling that we've done is being fed into that process, so that as they re-engineer the systems, that capability is built in right from the outset. And that's really only because we've been quite noisy about what we've been doing here, and it's being recognised.
And the benefits are not tangibly coming into the University of Greenwich and Poundland. I mean, you were very interested in how we could show that we're making savings or more profit or whatever, but it will come back to us in some way. If any of that goes forward, it'll come back in quite a big way, because some of the changes we'd like to see would have cost us millions. We couldn't afford to do them as it stands just now. So getting SunGuard to even take some steps in that direction just gives us a better platform on which to take the whole thing forward ourselves, which is really good news.
At one level, that's the reason why it's good to buy products and influence their direction rather than try and write stuff yourself. And you know, there's a whole series of things that their products are beginning to bring forward, which we should be bringing in and can do away with things we've built ourselves. And this would be one example.
I think that, again, David said, timing's absolutely crucial here. I think we are only, as a country, now mature enough to actually deal with flexibility in the way we're dealing with it, because the September starters, the traditional student has been such a focus right across the UK, even in the places that think they're quite diverse. It's driven every policy issue, and it really is so embedded in stone that software suppliers were never ever going to go onto the bonnet to work out what they needed to do for that atypical group, the 20 or 30, because they never make up more than 20%, and you don't make your profits on them, so you have to make your profits on dealing with the norm, and they're not the norm. So I think it's just timing that as a as a market, we're now mature enough to turn around and say that a product like SunGuard's, and I think it goes across any of those products, needs to be able to deal with the norm, but it needs to have much more capacity to deal with the less usual structures.
So we're actually reducing cost in dealing with the out of the ordinary.
Yes.
That's what we're
it's
doing.
got to do.
And providing for ourselves scalability. So you can say, actually, we want to diversify along this route, and actually we can do that quite quickly.
And from an innovation and entrepreneurial point of view, we need to be on the front of the curve. We need to be that position of authority, and we need to maintain that, because otherwise we'll just filter back into the morass of infinite sameness, which is everybody else's systems. So we really do need to maintain that sharp point, and if that's an argument we need to make to the rest of the university, that's an important one to make. We don't want to get infinite sameness, where all the systems, where we're just having to work with the systems that everybody else gets. So we're all the same. We want to be able to have some sort of differentiator.
Yeah, and there's always
that
this when we're asked to do a reference visit or talk to someone or tell Lucian stuff, you start to think, actually, do we want to really give away all of this information?
Yeah.
Because actually it's a competitive advantage.
But they take time to get it going. We've already done it.
Yeah.
And we are known as early adopters in a sense, so we're paying the price.
Yeah. But even if Lucian built something under the bonnet that enables another institution to utilise it, the other institution's got to know what it's utilising, and that's where we come back to the knowledge base within the university.
And we're already turning the culture over.
Yeah, we know what it is we've got to do to make it work. We just have to do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's somewhat intangible benefits, but I think if we look at in 5 years' time, I'd be really disappointed if we couldn't actually put values and measures to it that said that came out of UG Flex, or it set that off, and it might not all be UG Flex because there are other projects coming together, but it's taken us on that story's developed.
Well, the overseas numbers might be 60,000.
I find it quite sweet that you think that people will still be talking about UG Flex in 5 years' time.
If you were to say in 5 years' time,
amazed if you are.
UG Flex, and I think people might say that was a way in which we learned. I mean, I think it's been a catalyst for working with just projects within the university, because it's been the big one, that we've all seen how to do it, what's come out of it, and that in itself I think has been an advantage. It's certainly been an advantage when we've gone on to do the one that we're doing, which might be smaller, but knowing a bit about the bureaucracy and what you get out, and what the goals are, I think it's something you learn. I mean, JISC itself is changing, so I don't know how much there will be of that in the future, but...
Well, we can have a conversation about that, but that has to be switched off.